more conversation about my recent drone and learning how to use it and setting it up and so forth. And I found one of the big problems, at least here in Florida, is when you're outside in the heat and the bright sun, which is pretty normal this time of year, the phone will, if it gets hot, it will shut down or dim the screen so you can't see what you're doing as you're flying the drone. So, searching for a solution, there are sun shades that you can buy to put on your phone and controller to prevent the sun from interfering with your looking at the phone. And then there's some also people who have made their own. So I looked at a few of those and got some ideas how to make your own sunshade, sunscreen for your controller. And this is what we're talking about a controller. It's basically your joystick, and your phone goes up here, and all your controls. So what you need is something when you're holding it like this and your phone's here. If the sun's beating down, it's going to you're going to have a hard time seeing it because of all the reflections. Okay, so the idea is to find something to put. Your phone actually goes like this. So the idea is to put something over here to shade the phone. So I thought about it and tried using some paper and got some basic idea. And then as I was walking today, I saw somebody put out a little box in their garbage. So I thought that box looks like it's just the right size. But I wasn't quite sure of how to physically turn the box into a sunshade. Okay, so here's the box, which happens to be a what do you call it? A Dollar Shave Club, which I'm not a member of. Okay, so you have this box, and of course it was all closed up. Okay, I've got it torn apart here, so you can't really see it, but it's just a fairly small box, a little bigger than the phone, and of course it opens up. So typical box. Okay, so the idea was to get something that I could put over the phone and the controller. Okay, so the idea would be something like this. So you'd shield that phone with this little flap here. Okay, so that's the idea. All right, so actually on this particular box, there were two ways to do it. I could have used this end of the box to shield the phone, or I could use the other flap on the box. So this one had a little more square inches, so I tried this one. Okay, so now the next thing to do, by the way, so this is specifically for a DJI drone. The model is the Mini 2, and it also would work on other DJI controllers like the Mavic Mini and perhaps some other ones too, but for sure on the Mavic Mini, which is basically the same size as this, and the new Mini 2, which came out last November. Okay, so now one of the things is you got to put, for this Mini 2, you have to find a way to get this thing on so it will stick on. And then here you got a little obstacle here where this holds the phone. So the solution is you cut a hole in the back of this box to fit over the little obstacle. Okay, now this, by the way, this thing moves up and down to hold your phone. Okay, so let me see if I can get this on here. Okay, so it's basically going to fit through the back, like so. Okay. Okay, so we've got it through the back. At least I did have it through the back a second ago. Okay, now it's kind of like loose here. So now you have to put your phone in there. So you slip your phone in. Now I have to pull this up here. Okay. Oh, okay. My first error. Okay, I've only done this a few times. Okay, I actually put it in wrong. I put it in like that. But you actually need to put it. Oops, I actually turned my thing on. Let me turn this off. Okay. All right, you need to put it in the front part, and then the little holder here clips or goes through the back. Okay, let me see if I can get it on here now. Okay. Now I keep turning this thing on. Okay. All right, so now, okay, so the phone is going to go in here. And then the cardboard is between the little rails like that. Okay, so now I put my phone in there. Okay, now I might have to use two hands on this. Okay, yeah, it's pretty hard to do it one-handed. Okay, so now I have my phone in there. Okay, all right, so the phone's in there. Okay, so now the idea, if the sun's shining down on this thing, normally if it was shining directly, you'd see all kinds of reflections. You'd actually look like a mirror because you could see your face in it. So if you have the shield protecting it from the sun, like this, you won't be able to have all those reflections going on. Okay, so if I were holding it like this, and then I use the controls here, it's protecting it from the sun. Okay. And then you got your little things here. These don't really do anything. That's just happened to be the lid on the original part of the box. Okay, so here's what the thing looks like. And I tried it outside a few minutes, and it works pretty good. And I noticed if you have the sun in back of you, so it's shining down this way, you'll still see some reflection, and that's where this comes in handy. You move this down, and so the screen is actually reflecting off of the back of this, so it makes it way easier to see. Because if you're like this, your face is reflecting off, and you can actually see your face in here like it's a mirror. So by moving this down or slightly moving the whole thing down, you avoid that mirror effect of the light reflecting off of the screen. You know, I'm using an iPhone, which actually is pretty good in the sun, and I thought about that the other day. When I'm doing the drone, I'm holding it like this. Now, when you're taking taking a picture with a phone, you don't hold it like this. You hold it like this. So when you hold it like this, generally you don't have any problem, especially on an iPhone. You can see the screen real well. But if you're holding it down like this, you're getting all those reflections, and I never thought about that. So another solution, if you don't have a screen, is just to make sure you hold your phone vertical so you don't have all those reflections. Now, some other phones may not be as good as the iPhone screen, so you'll have more reflections. But anyway, the iPhone's pretty good when you're holding it like this. But if you start holding it down like this, you're going to have all kinds of reflections. Okay, so anyway, that's my solution to the DJI Mini 2, flying it in bright sunlight. You just have this little thing here. And then I haven't done it yet, but you can actually fold this down, the whole cardboard box. You can unfold it and carry it in your package where you're carrying your drone and your controller. So anyway, it works pretty good, and that's what I've been doing the last few days. And so if you try this, you're going to have to experiment with the boxes and how to cut it. And basically, this box worked out pretty good. And I just cut off the flap, the top flap. I just cut that off. This is the top, and I'm using the box with the bottom. But I could have used this as the basis of it as well, because it would certainly shield you from the sun pretty good. Okay, anyway, so that's my how to do it yourself sunscreen for a DJI Mini 2 or Mavic Mini drone. And this should work for many different drones, actually. I'm trying to shut my phone off. I can't shut it off. There it goes. Okay, so that's it for today, and we'll see you next time. And hope you subscribe and you like some of this stuff that comes in useful. I'm going to put this one on YouTube as well, because it'll probably come in use for some people. Okay, so we'll see you next time.